workers in the center.
Pongo, you go that side.
Pongo, go that side. Yes. It's 4 of you on the other side.
Does that still sit here? No more? We go here. Can I?
小心那个。
Good evening, everyone. Woo! Welcome to the inaugural Workers' Party rally for 2025. All right, before we begin, let us take a look at who is here tonight. Do we have residents from Pongo GRC? Yes. What about Sengkang GRC? Woo! Do we have anyone from Jalan Kayu SMC? Wow. All right. How about from Aljunied GRC? There we go. East Coast GRC. And of course, where I'm contesting, Tampines GRC. Thank you. I am your MC Eileen for tonight. Shall we have a cheer for all of our candidates here before they sit down? Woo! Thank you. 大家晚上好，欢迎来到我们工人党的首场群众大会。我是你们今天晚上的司仪蒋佩珊。大家好。Selamat malam, vanakkam. All right, is everyone ready? Yes. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker for this evening, none other than Yi Zhenzhong from East Coast GRC. 好事不宜迟，请允许我介绍今晚的首位发言的候选人于正中，代表东海岸集选区。
各位新加坡同胞，各位来自东海岸集选区的选民，大家晚上好！我又回来了，这是我第4次参选，很高兴跟今天大家见面，我也很荣幸能代表工人党开启我们2025年的大选。Dear fellow Singaporeans, I'm stepping up again. I can still remember 2011 when I joined the Workers' Party and contested in Joo Chiat SMC. Now, why did I join the Workers' Party then? My children were then in primary and secondary schools. I was concerned about the direction that Singapore was heading. I was earlier in government committees giving feedback on policies, and I was also actively writing to the forum pages of the newspaper proposing for changes. I wrote and participated in all this because I wanted a Singapore that is better for all of us. I felt that the government was not listening. They only believe that there is enough talent for one team. They tell you that others are out to destroy Singapore. I felt that we cannot depend on only one party. What if they fail? Do we have any other party to rely on? Now, the government believes that in business, monopoly is bad, and therefore they have anti-monopoly laws. But when it comes to politics, they want it all. They will create obstacles for the opposition even when they have won the elections proper. So if the PAP fails, there is no other things that Singapore can fall back on. This is not the Singapore that I want for my children and my children's children. But I'm very thankful for the breakthrough in 2011, for all the many brave voters out there who dared to vote and support us. And we had the breakthrough in Alginate. And I was also elected as NCMP. For over 4 years, I pushed policies, changes, and questioned the government in many areas. In education, early childhood, SME, healthcare, and in just about every government ministries. The parliament records will show that I had been very active, as had been my WP comrades in parliament. Now, while we do not get acknowledged when changes were made, I'm glad that the government did actually implement some of the Workers' Party ideas. Now, I'm not claiming credit because the government could have listened to other feedbacks, they could have been thinking about things themselves. Yeah, but I am proud that our efforts had resulted in a better Singapore. And having our proposals implemented by the government also meant that the Workers' Party do think carefully through our proposals, because the government eventually saw it fit to implement some of the ideas that we have come out. So the Workers' Party is a responsible party that does not make suggestions wildly. For example, I pushed for student care to be in every primary schools. I was rejected by MOE, but 2 years later, they announced that there will be student care in every primary school, which is what it is today. I've also pushed for major changes in our early childhood sector, because that was a time that the government was not paying much attention to it, and we were ranked very poorly in international studies on the quality of our preschools. 2 years later, the government started to implement very major changes to this sector, put in more resources, and the changes are still happening today. Now, there are many more examples that I could cite that the Workers' Party has pushed for, and that we did make a difference in policy making. But there are also many areas that I had been pushing for that have not yet come to pass, and I will continue to ask for this when I'm in Parliament. I have, for example, asked for smaller class sizes, as did more WP parliamentarians after me. Wow, the MOE has not done that yet. It was interesting to note that former Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat testified in a recent video about their community tuition project in Bedok to the usefulness of small group size for learning. He said, and I quote, "In smaller focus groups, students get the extra guidance they need and gain the confidence to keep going." Unquote. Indeed, I will continue to ask for smaller class sizes, 10 years through train primary to secondary schools, and many more. Now, you can see that we do not merely want to oppose the government or to make changes or ask for changes to make them look bad. I joined the Workers' Party because I wanted to be a team with a team of like-minded people who will work for a better Singapore. And when we were in Parliament, we supported the government in motions and bills when they aligned to our beliefs. But when it goes against our beliefs, we will fight very hard, as we did over the population white paper, ministerial salaries, and many more. I joined the Workers' Party because I wanted to be with people who are respectable, rational, and responsible. And we can improve Singapore together by being a loyal opposition. The Workers' Party has its fair shares of up and downs. And I'm proud to say that I'm part of this team again, because when the going gets tough, we all stepped out, like right now. So I'm back. I'm back with a new team. And I tell you, I love this team. They're down-to-earth people with good resilience, and they will roll up their sleeves to get things done. They have the determination to make sure that they will work hard for Singapore. Because this is a Singapore that belongs to you, belongs to me, belongs to all of us. Come, 3rd of May, vote Workers' Party, 请投工人党一票。Undilah Parti Pekerja, working for Singapore.
Thank you, JJ. Can we give it up for JJ again? Woo! All right, next up we have another Lao Jiao who is going to come up and speak to you. He's also my mentor of sorts that brought me into the party. We have Gerald Yam, Yan Yan Song from our unit GRC.
Good evening, voters from Punggol, Sengkang, Jalan Kayu, and across all Singapore, including those tuning in on the live stream and those in the apartment blocks in the balconies above. Tonight, I'd like to discuss with you an important matter. It's about competition. Many of you will remember that before 1997, Singtel had a monopoly on mobile services. Prices were high and features were limited. Then M1 entered, followed by StarHub in 2000, offering free incoming calls and per-second billing. Singtel had to respond. Competition drove prices down and services up. It worked for you. Today, with even more providers, you can get 100 gigabytes for just $10 a month. That's what competition does. It improves services, lowers costs, and puts power in your hands. Now apply that same principle to politics. When there's more political competition in Parliament, all parties, both the government and the opposition, have to raise their game. They have to listen more, work harder, and produce better policies. Political competition gives you, the voter, bargaining power. That's how we keep improving Singapore. Not by keeping the status quo, but by making space for better ideas and greater accountability. This all leads to better outcomes for you and your families. Since voters first elected the Workers' Party to our unit in 2011, Parliament has become more vibrant and responsive. In the most recent term, a record number of questions were asked and motions filed. WP MPs from Sengkang GRC, Louis Chua, He Ting Ru, and James Lim These MPs were among the most active MPs in Parliament. They stepped up to ask tough questions and push for better policies. More voices were heard. More accountability was demanded by you, through us. This is political competition that is working for Singapore. That's why voting for the Workers' Party It's not a risky move, it's a strategic move. It is a smart, deliberate choice to improve the system for everyone. This is how you get a parliament that works for you. But there is still one lingering concern I want to address head on. The fear that your vote isn't secret. I've contested 4 general elections, and I can assure you with full confidence, your vote is secret. 投票是秘密的。When you go to vote and present your IC at the polling station, you will hear the election official call out your serial number and name. Don't worry. This is to allow polling agents who are volunteers for both Workers' Party and PAP to tick off your name to record your presence, not your vote. And this prevents double voting. When you vote, you walk into the polling booth alone. You put a chop on the box next to your preferred party, and no one can see who you vote for. At the counting center, candidates and counting agents from all contesting parties are present to observe the count to ensure that everything is done correctly. Once the count is complete, the ballot boxes are sealed and locked in the Supreme Court vault. Only a court order can release them, and this has never happened in Singapore's history. 6 months later, representatives from all contesting parties return to the vault to witness it being unlocked. We inspect the seals and confirm they haven't been tampered with. Then we accompany the boxes to Tuas incineration plant, where they are burned in full view. But the ballot paper has a serial number, some may ask. That number is there to prevent fraud, like ballot stuffing. Your vote remains secret because there is no opportunity for anyone to match your marked ballot paper with the electoral register, because the only time the ballot papers are seen by anyone is at the counting center. Ballot papers are placed face up so that only the vote is visible. The serial number remains hidden. I know there are many well-meaning opposition supporters who have doubts about the secrecy of the vote and do not hesitate to tell you so. Not only is this untrue, but it could scare people from voting for the party they prefer. So please keep this in mind. Your vote is secret, and every vote matters. If you are a civil servant, an NTUC member, or simply worried about voting for the opposition will land you or your family members in trouble, I will say this to you. Vote with confidence, not fear. Vote for what you think is right, and for the candidate and the party you believe will best serve your family and your nation. I believe these are the candidates before you today. Punggol GRC and Jalan Kayu SMC are new constituencies, which the Workers' Party is contesting for the first time. Please allow me to share some personal thoughts about a few of the new candidates standing in these wards, whom I have had the privilege of working with. First, Harpreet Singh. He is our candidate for Punggol GRC. I've known Harpreet for several years. We have worked together on policy matters and house visits, and he's not just a top lawyer. He is warm, grounded, and connects easily with people. I hope Punggol residents will get a chance to meet the Harpreet that I know. Next, Alexis Dang, Teng Pei Yuan, also in Punggol GRC. Alexis started volunteering in an Aljunied just after the GE 2020, helping at Meet the People sessions and emceeing at our events. She is sharp, principled, and an excellent communicator in English and Mandarin. She will be a strong voice for Punggol. Jackson O Zhiming, another candidate for Punggol GRC, coordinated our Serangoon ground efforts. He is a hardworking, reliable organizer who always delivers and a great teammate to have. Alia Mata has been with us for some time, though I only met with her recently. But I was immediately impressed. She brings with her a wealth of legal experience from both the government and private sector. I'm confident she will be a capable and grounded MP for Punggol. And last but not least, Andre Lau, Liu Yuyang. Andre is a soon-to-be father and a thoughtful problem solver. I've worked with him on IT matters for the party and have seen his reliability firsthand. He will be a relatable and steady voice for Jalan Kayu. Dear friends, a vote for the Workers' Party is not a protest vote. It's a positive choice for a better parliament, better policies, and a better future. To everyone here listening at home who is listening and at home who is still undecided, I ask you to assess our candidates tonight and give them your support. If you want better balance in Parliament, then vote for the Workers' Party. If you want to see credible and capable MPs who can speak up without fear, then vote for the Workers' Party. If you want a stronger voice for you and your family, then vote for the Workers' Party. The Workers' Party is your party that is working for Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerald. And sorry if you see me creeping up here. This is what I call have to 做排lang啦, okay? So that we have enough chance for everyone to speak. All right, next up. Are y'all paying attention? Yes. So, test here. Which constituency did I not mention earlier that Workers' Party is contesting in? Hougang, and that's it. Our next speaker is Dennis Tan, Chen Lifang, representing Hougang SMC.
Dear voters of Sengkang GRC, Punggol GRC, Jalan Kayu SMC, and fellow Singaporeans, a very good evening to all of you. 大家晚上好，感谢大家抽空来我们今晚的群众大会，谢谢。Are there any Hougang residents around? 请问这里有没有后港居民？这个有后港人不？感谢大家。Fellow Singaporeans, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong said on 17 April that the world is currently going through profound changes with the imposition of tariff by President Trump, kicking off a full-blown trade war with China, and how Singapore navigates through these turbulent times will determine our future and our children's future. He said that if the future has grown increasingly uncertain and dangerous, especially for small countries like ours, and the conditions that underpin our survival, security, and success are coming apart, he said that this is the reason he has called the general election at this time. Do you agree with this view? 5 years ago, at the height of COVID, the then Prime Minister, Lee Hsien Loong, called the GE. I remember a Straits Times article during that GE covering Lee Hsien Loong's online Fullerton rally speech, stating, and I quote, "PAP seeks not just your mandate, but your strong mandate to lead Singapore through crisis," says PM Lee at online Fullerton rally, unquote. According to the article, Lee Hsien Loong said that the world is watching the election closely and that, and I quote, "investors will scrutinize the election results and act on their conclusions. So will others, both friends and adversaries of Singapore," unquote. But in GE 2020, what happened? Sengkang voters did not listen to his threats. They sent our Workers' Party candidate into Parliament. Did investors react negatively to your vote, Sengkang voters? Did they pull out investment from Singapore? This is typical PAP flight to safety, politics of fear tactics, which we must reject. In the next few days, you Singaporeans, we Singaporeans, may well hear very similar messages from the PAP asking for a strong mandate again. But do not, I say again, do not believe what they say. Punggol residents, are you here? Thank you for joining us. This is an important rally for Punggol voters. And I'm guessing that Punggol voters may even hear calls from the PAP in the coming days for voters to remember how DPN Gan Kim Yong is head of the Economic Resilience Task Force, and it is important to elect him into Parliament to help steer the task force and Singapore through these difficult times. I hope they will not do so. But if they do so, it would raise the very question of why did the PAP send DPM Gan Kim Yong to Punggol at the last minute? I have great respect for DPM Gan Kim Yong in my last 10 years in Parliament, and I certainly hope that PAP will not raise this argument in this election. Fellow Singaporeans, at a time like this, with global uncertainties and challenges, it is even more important for us to have more heads with different ideas in Parliament, rather than one team speaking from the same script, singing the same song. No one political party can claim a monopoly of the best ideas. What is applicable in the past may not be applicable in the future. It is ever more important at a time like this that a loyal and constructive opposition like the Workers' Party can help scrutinize and debate policies so that Singapore can survive any crisis and stay strong. Without political competition in Parliament, like what my dear brother Gerald Giam has said, Singapore will be the weaker for it, and Singapore cannot afford to do so. In the last Parliament, Workers' Party MPs have tried to ask many questions and spoke and debated regularly in Parliament on a wide variety of issues affecting Singaporeans. But 10 opposition MPs in the last Parliament is not enough. Imagine a ratio of 1:9. This is not right. More WB MPs will improve scrutiny and policy making, reduce groupthink, and enhance governance. Fellow Singaporeans, this is the time we need to vote in more Workers' Party MPs to better scrutinize the government. Not fewer, more. Dear Sengkang residents, your MPs in the last term of Parliament, He Ting Roo, James Lim and Louis Chua, have worked their socks off for you. They spoke up a lot in Parliament. They have transitioned their town council to direct management well, despite the cards they were dealt with. The Sengkang Town Council, under the Workers' Party, has remained focused on serving residents and being financially prudent. Sengkang Town is well maintained. Dear Sengkang residents, please vote for the Workers' Party and send He Ting Roo, James Lim, Louis Chua, and Muhaimin into Parliament to serve you. Dear residents of Punggol GRC and Jalan Kayu SMC, the Workers' Party has given you a strong slate of well-qualified, talented and passionate Singaporeans who wish to represent you in Parliament. Harpreet Singh, Alexis Deng, Alia Mata, and Jackson Now for Punggol GRC. And last but not least, the irrepressible Andre Loh for Jalan Kayu. I am so very excited just thinking about what they can do for you and for Singapore. I wish they were with me in the last term of Parliament. Please vote for them and send them into Parliament to speak up for you. Fellow Singaporeans, please remember, we need more Workers' Party MPs, not fewer. We need more balance in Parliament. Vote for the Workers' Party and keep us working for Singapore, for all of you.
Thank you, Dennis. And let's give it up for Faisal. Thank you. All right, I am here, and each time I feel like I have a message for all of you. I know we have many people here with us tonight. Can we hear it again? Thank you. I have been told that we have so many supporters that are overflowing onto the pavements. Do we have supporters on the pavements? Yes, those who answered me. Can you please take a step and move inwards? Squeeze, okay? So that we are not in the footpath. This is a message given to us by our friends from the public security apparatus that is maintaining order tonight. So I hope that you can help us keep this in order, all right? No booing. Yes, Workers' Party, so please, let's move in, all right? We are a rational and responsible party, are we not? Yes, thank you. All right, and speaking, Dennis spoke about electing more members of Parliament in the next term. And next up, I'm happy to present to you the Workers' Party candidate for Punggol GRC, Alexis Teng Pei Yuan.
Wow, it's difficult to be standing here after Dennis. So, good evening, fellow Workers' Party supporters. as well as those who have yet to decide to vote for us. Thank you for being here at my first rally tonight. For those of you who still don't know me because I'm a newbie and not a Lao Jiao yet, my name is Alexis Deng, and I'm very happy to be standing here tonight as a candidate for the Workers' Party in GE 2025 for Punggol GRC. Where are my Punggol residents? Thank you, everyone. This journey started 5 years ago when I first put my name down as a volunteer for the Workers' Party in GE 2020. I would not have, in my wildest dream, imagined myself standing here today talking to you as a candidate. But I'm glad that it happened the way it did. And truth be told, it could not have happened any other way because of where our country is heading. There would not have been any other choice for us except to step up for this common mission of pushing for a more balanced political system in Singapore. As many of you may know, I'm a Singaporean with a not so typical Singaporean story. I moved to Taiwan when I was 2 and returned when I was 11. Thank you. I love Singapore and Taiwan as well. Relocating several times in my early years and growing up across languages and cultures has taught me one thing: that there is always common ground between different perspectives if we are willing to listen with compassion and understanding. Diversity of thought is not a threat, it's a strength. It's through diversity that we broaden our vision, challenge assumptions, and come up with better, more inclusive solutions for the future that we all share. In my last 2 days of campaigning and walking the grounds in Punggol, I was very happy to have heard or met other Singaporeans who have shared a similar background growing up. I was glad to know that my story was not unique and that I was able to resonate with them. Many of you who've watched my profile video may know that when I first returned to Singapore, I was rejected by many primary schools. Only one school, Chao Nam Primary, took a chance on me. And the principal, I still remember her name, Miss Kaur, if you are watching this. She didn't just offer me a place, she placed me in the best class with the best teachers and resources. And I would not be where I am today if she did not look beyond my background as a returning Singaporean child. This is why education is so close to my heart, and I was especially heartened during my walkabout in Punggol last night when I met a student who is currently studying early childhood education, who shared the same passion for making a difference through teaching. It was a powerful reminder that the values we all carry, compassion, inclusion, and belief in every child, are shared by many. Just this morning, while we were meeting residents at Punggol Interchange, a father shared his daily struggle with us. It takes him nearly an hour just to get out of his car park in the morning while sending his daughter to school, and his daughter has to wake up extra early just to get to school. This is exactly why the Workers' Party is proposing a later school start time to better align with our children's natural sleep cycle. This change not only supports students' well-being, but also helps to ease peak hour traffic congestion for families like this. Beyond that, we are also calling for smaller class sizes to support a more focused learning and government-funded tuition programs to close the learning gap for students from lower income families. Because no child should be left behind just because their family's financial situation couldn't afford it. Thank you. After nomination, many people ask me what I think about Deputy Prime Minister Gan Kim Yong contesting in Punggol. The truth is we expected the unexpected. We've always known it would be an uphill battle against the incumbents, but that has never stopped us. Some of my teammates here tonight even left their jobs to step up for Singaporeans. In our team here, no one will be intimidated into submission. Thank you. It takes real courage to stand here tonight, and it's the same courage that will help us ask the right question in Parliament. As my best friend once said, the real dividing lines aren't between parties, but between the values we choose and the kind of society we want to build. Do we want a dominant voice with increasingly unequal outcomes, or a society with diverse views moving forward together? I'm sure all of you here today already has that answer in your hearts. So make your voice heard. Vote Workers' Party.好，谢谢大家。我用英文讲了这么久，是时候用中文跟大家做一下自我介绍了。大家好，我是滕佩媛，是工人党2025大选榜额及选区的候选人。今晚能够站在这里作为工人党2025大选的候选人，我感到无比的荣幸跟激动。这一段旅程从5年前，当我报名成为2020大选的工人党义工的时候就已经开始了。那个时候的我从未想过有一天会以候选人的身份站在这里跟大家说话，但我很庆幸自己走到了这一步，因为如今的新加坡需要更多的人挺身而出，为推动一个更平衡的政治体系而努力。很多人知道，虽然我在新加坡出生，但我成长的经历跟一般的新加坡人不太一样。我是2岁的时候去了台湾，11岁的时候才回国，在不同的国家、语言和文化中成长，让我深刻地体会到，只要我们愿意带着同理心去倾听与理解，就能在看似对立的观点中找到共同点。多元的思想不是威胁，而是我们国家的力量。正是因为多元，我们得以拓展视野，挑战偏见，并提出更全面、更具包容性的解决方案，为所有的新加坡人建设更美好的未来。提名日过后，有很多人问我对颜金勇副总理参选榜额的看法。其实我们早就已经做好了心理准备，也从来没有轻敌过。我们知道这是一场艰难的仗，对手拥有庞大的资源跟系统优势，但这从未动摇过我们的决心。 我们的一些队友甚至辞去工作，只为挺身而出，为新加坡人发声。在我们的团队里，没有人会被轻易吓倒。站在这里本身就需要勇气，而正是这份勇气，让我们能在国会里为人民问出该问的问题，守住应守的底线。正如我最好的朋友曾说过的一句话，真正的分歧不在于你支持哪一个政党，而在于我们每个人愿意坚守的价值观，以及我们希望新加坡成为一个什么样的国家。我们是要一个声音统一但现实分化的社会，还是要一个思想多元携手前行的国家？我相信在座的每一位心中早已经有了答案。请让我们为你们在国会中发声，请投工人党一票，谢谢大家。
谢谢佩元 Thank you, Alexis. Now, before we move on to our next speaker, I need to make an announcement about public safety. Those of you who are standing on the pavements by the roadside, could you please take a step in towards the rally site so that we ensure that traffic can still flow through the roads? And those in the main site here, can I urge all of you to take a step to your left so that we make some space for everyone? Is that okay? To the left. Yes, can I see it, please? Thank you. Oh, sorry, to my left, to your right. Thank you. Step to the right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Sorry, I have to zhou pai lang a bit because we want to make sure that we don't disturb the neighborhood, all right? Because they're very gracious for letting us host our rally here. Now, are we ready for our next speaker? Yes, and next up, we have the Workers' Party candidate for Punggol GRC, Siti Alia binti Abdul Rahim Mata. Alia.
Salam sejahtera semua. Nama saya Alia Matar dari Parti Pekerja. Izinkan saya bermula di dalam bahasa Inggeris dahulu, kemudian saya akan sambung dalam bahasa Melayu. Good evening everyone. My name is Alia Matar. I am from the Workers' Party. Let me share with you tonight a few thoughts about making ourselves heard as persons, as citizens, as people who care about Singapore. The concern for the humanitarian crisis in Palestine crosses the boundaries of race and religion. Indeed, it is something that many Singaporeans, regardless of their ethnicity and beliefs, have expressed concern about. In 2024, the Ministry of Education rolled out a lesson under the banner of character and citizenship education across all national schools on the Israel-Palestine conflict, a topic so sensitive that public discourse is discouraged. And yet, somehow, the ministry decided to teach it to our children. The consent of parents is sought before sexuality education is taught to our children. Yet, the ministry had not sought the consent of us as parents to show our children these slides. The upside to this is that many parents decided to voice their concerns. Some wrote on social media, others wrote in to the respective members of parliament, asking for clarifications on why this lesson was rolled out without the consent of parents. Eventually, the Minister of Education responded, stating that the materials were to be updated to address the feedback and ongoing developments. I quote this example to show how much it means to the average Singaporean to have their voices heard. After all, the elected officials are elected in order to be the voice of Singaporeans. To have our voices heard is important to us as Singaporeans, ranging from local issues such as lift upgrading in the neighborhood to more major issues that affect Singaporeans as global citizens. We meet our MPs to discuss bread and butter issues, yes, but we would also like to meet our MPs to discuss the effects of certain laws or the government's positions on certain global issues. These are our elected officials representing us, making our voices heard. This is where I hope that myself and my colleagues from the Workers' Party can help. No issue brought up by a constituent will be too trivial or unimportant to be raised. We want healthy discourse to take place. My personal vision for Singapore is one where the voices of all Singaporeans are heard, our concerns are noted, and proposals put forth that will improve the life of every Singaporean and the generations to come. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, nama saya Alia Matar. Kebimbangan terhadap krisis kemanusiaan di Palestin merentasi sempadan kaum dan agama. Sememangnya, ia adalah sesuatu yang ramai rakyat Singapura tanpa mengira etnik dan kepercayaan mereka telah menyatakan kebimbangan mereka. Saya pasti tuan-tuan dan puan-puan masih ingat tahun lepas Kementerian Pendidikan melancarkan pelajaran di bawah pendidikan watak dan kewarganegaraan di semua sekolah kebangsaan mengenai konflik Israel-Palestin. Suatu topik yang amat sensitif sehingga ia tidak dibenarkan dibincangkan dalam kawasan awam. Akan tetapi, Kementerian Pendidikan telah memutuskan bahawa ia akan diajar kepada anak-anak kita di sekolah. Satu kelebihan yang lahir dari situ ialah ramai ibu bapa memutuskan untuk mengungkapkan ketidakselesaan mereka. Ada yang menulis di media sosial, yang lain menulis kepada ahli parlimen masing-masing meminta penjelasan mengapa pelajaran ini dilancarkan tanpa persetujuan ibu bapa. Akhirnya, Menteri Pendidikan bertindak balas, menyatakan bahawa bahan-bahan itu akan dikemas kini untuk menangani maklum balas dan perkembangan yang berterusan. Saya memetik contoh ini untuk menunjukkan betapa bermaknanya kepada rakyat Singapura apabila isu-isu dan kebimbangan mereka diketengahkan oleh anggota parlimen masing-masing. Ini penting bagi kita sebagai rakyat Singapura. Apabila isu yang mungkin dianggap kecil diketengahkan, umpamanya bilakah lift akan dibina atau dinaik taraf di kawasan kejiranan tertentu, kepada isu yang lebih besar seperti posisi Singapura di dalam konflik yang global. Ya, rakyat Singapura akan bertemu anggota parlimen masing-masing untuk membincangkan isu-isu harian. Tetapi kami juga ingin bertemu anggota parlimen kami untuk membincangkan kesan undang-undang atau kedudukan kerajaan mengenai isu-isu global tertentu. Di sinilah di mana saya berharap saya dan rakan-rakan saya dari Parti Pekerja boleh membantu. tiada isu yang dibangkitkan oleh konstituen yang terlalu kecil atau tidak penting untuk dibangkitkan supaya perbincangan yang sihat boleh berlaku. Visi peribadi saya untuk Singapura adalah di mana suara rakyat Singapura didengari, kebimbangan kami diperhatikan dan cadangan dikemukakan yang akan meningkatkan kehidupan setiap rakyat Singapura dan generasi yang akan datang. Undilah Parti Pekerja bekerja untuk Singapura.
Thank you, Alia. And thank you, everybody, for moving in. I have no more public safety announcements for now. Next up, I would like to introduce also our WP candidate for Punggol GRC. And before this, already a member of our media team. So all the amazing videos you see out there, he has a role to play in it. Jackson Ao Chi-ming. Oh, Chi-ming.
Thank you, thank you. My dear friends and fellow Singaporeans, my name is Jackson and I am proudly from the Workers' Party. As a Cantonese, please allow me to say a few words in my dialect before continuing the rest of my speech in English. 各位基民，大家晚上好。我係歐志明，代表工人黨。今次大選，我希望你哋會俾工人黨一個機會。我哋關心你嘅生活、你嘅工作、你嘅家庭。請支持，請投一票俾工人黨。多謝。I stand before you today not as someone special, but as one of you, a proud Singaporean son. I don't believe that politics should be reserved for an elite class of bureaucrats. It belongs to all of us, citizens of this wonderful country. Ordinary people like you and I, we can contribute. We can make a difference. And we can build a better Singapore. This belief is what first drew me to the Workers' Party. To stop being a keyboard warrior and become the change I want to see. I want to make a difference for my community. No matter how small, I promise you that I, along with my teammates Alexis, Alia and Harpreet, we will work hard for all Singaporeans. Since I've started, I've gained knowledge and experience in key areas, ensuring essential services run smoothly, strengthening community bonds, supporting town council operations, and building meaningful relationships that help our neighborhoods thrive. With this foundation, I humbly ask for the opportunity to serve you, the residents of Punggol GRC. We will do our part to make life better for all of you. And now, as someone who works in communications, I've always believed that how a message is delivered says a lot about a person, an organization, and especially a government. And when I look at the way the PAP speaks to us Singaporeans, I see more than a branding issue. I see a clear messaging problem. Firstly, for a party with action in its name, I think it's fair for many Singaporeans to ask, just where exactly is it? In response to a worsening cost of living crisis, the government has demonstrated an over-reliance on vouchers and chicken wing gestures. When there were opportunities to enhance employee welfare and worker protections, we've been given guidelines. And when home prices continue to climb beyond the reach of many, we've been told simply that the government is monitoring the situation. Time and again, the government will tell you that it welcomes discerning voices. They tell you that they're in it together with you. They tell you that they're refreshed and that they will bring you forward. Hello, apa ini? Nama action, bukan action! Look at how they treat differing but well-meaning voices. Instead of engaging with respect, those who dare to speak up for the interests of Singaporeans are often mocked and spoken to with contempt. They call us illiterate, populists, and charlatans. They say you shouldn't be nativist, while many Singaporeans feel increasingly deprioritized and anxious about their jobs. They say the Singaporean dream is about more than material success, while many young families struggle to buy their first home or start a family. They say they welcome feedback, but only if it's constructive. They say they want a diversity of views, as long as your views align with theirs. They say they will walk with you, which is quite ironic given the number of recent MRT breakdowns in recent memories. And perhaps most troublingly, they warn you of what might happen if the PAP loses too many seats. They tell you there is too much at stake. They tell you that there could be a so-called freak election result. That your homes may be neglected and suffer if you vote for the opposition. This reveals how the PAP views its own dominance. If it wins 90% of parliament again, it's business as usual. But if Singaporeans dare to vote for a rational, credible, and loyal opposition, it's a threat. Herein lies the messaging problem I spoke about earlier. The PAP is sending you a message of fear. The PAP feels it has too much to lose, so it needs you to feel it too. So in difficult and uncertain times, maybe there is an easy way out for them. They tell you the challenges we face are all external, beyond our control, structural. But when it comes down to it, where does the buck stop? I reject the PAP's message of fear. I do not believe in the politics of fear. I believe in the politics of hope. The Workers' Party has been taking care of Sengkang for the last 5 years. Aljunied since 2011. And Hougang for almost 35 years. The sky did not fall. These estates did not crumble. Residents did not suffer or repent. I know we can take care of you, the residents of Punggol GRC. As the youngest candidate, as the youngest candidate contesting in Punggol GRC. I'll admit, it has been a challenge to come forward. Honestly, it's a little scary too. I ask myself, what can I really do? Many well-meaning friends and family have also asked me, hey, you sure you want to be with the opposition? Aren't you scared you kena mark? How come you're so brave? To them, I will just share this question from a Game of Thrones. Can a man still be brave if he is afraid? That is the only time a man can be brave. So I say this to you, my fellow Singaporeans. Let us be brave. Let us vote without fear and vote for hope. Vote for the Workers' Party. We are working for you. 請投一票俾工人黨，多謝。
Thank you. My friends, supporters of the Workers' Party, I am going to make my speech later, but I need one big favor. I have just traveled along Anchorvale Crescent. It's a very hazardous situation outside. I need the help of people who are standing outside all along Anchorvale Crescent to move into the rally site. Let me repeat this. I need your cooperation. Please make your way into the rally site. Do not stand on the slope. Do not stand on the roadside. It is a serious safety concern. So please make your way inside. Let's have a good rally. Let's have a safe rally. And let's go home safely. So I need your cooperation. Thank you.
All right, so if we want to hear Pritam speak, we'll need to move in, all right? Speaking of the politics of hope, I hope you can all follow what Pritam has just talked about. Please move in and make space for our fellow residents. Is that okay? Thank you. All right, and now to complete our Punggol. Oh, do you know who I'm going to talk about? Yes, that's right. To complete our Punggol GRC team, I would like to welcome the Workers' Party candidate for Punggol GRC, Harpreet Singh Nahal.
My fellow Singaporeans, it is so good to see so many of you out here with us tonight. I cannot tell you just how encouraged all of us are seeing all of you come out to support us. You energize us. You give us a real solid boost. You remind us why we are all here. It's because of you. You know, we have not had these public rallies for 10 years now.
And so we've not had the chance to speak to you from these rallies. But the Workers' Party has never stopped speaking up for you. And we will continue to speak up for you without fear. Because that is who all of us are. The Workers' Party Punggol GRC team, Alexis, Alia, Jackson and I consider it one of the greatest privileges of our lives to step up, join the Workers' Party and speak up for our fellow Singaporeans. And our dear friends and voters from Punggol GRC, I know I speak for my entire team when I say this. It would be an honor to serve you. And it would be an honor to be your representatives in Parliament. To speak up for you, but not just for you. It's to speak up for all Singaporeans who are asking for their voices to be heard. Penghuman, 大家好，我是哈贝星。我的中文还不完美， tapi 我嘅潮州嘅可會使。有人問我，你個潮州嘅真好，你個某是潮州人啊？唔是啦，古早我嘅六個州嘅厝邊，大家人是潮州人嗎？所以我特意打潮州話啦，我嘅朋友也是大家人是潮州人，所以我特別suka食潮州妹。感謝你嘅 support， 感謝古早你能興我嘅 family， 正在 love 啊！ So 感謝你。I will never forget how my Teochew Kampong neighbors in Aukang Lakocho loved my family and me and embraced us as their own. My brother reminded me of something very important recently. Every Chinese New Year, we young Punjabi kids, 3 of us, look forward to having a meal at our neighbor's house. What we did not realize then, but we realize now, the 3 of us, my brother, my sister, and I, were invited to our neighbor's house for the Chinese New Year reunion dinner. That was their way of saying, you are family. And so, my dear friend, Aching, whose family, his father's name was Achip, his mom's name was Anin, we have never forgotten your love. Good race relations, That is one of the many things that makes Singapore great. And now is my time to return what you have all given me. And the best way I know how is to put aside my own plans for a nice, comfortable life and to step up and speak up for my fellow Singaporeans. The past 36 hours since the start of this election campaign have been humbling. The number of people, especially the older ones who have approached our team in Punggol GRC, some of them barely disguising their emotions, saying, "Thank you for coming to Punggol. Thank you for stepping up. We need people like all of you to voice up for us." You have our word. We will do so. We will always do so. In fact, send the government, all of us into Parliament, and make it clear to them that you want change. Tonight we are here for a cause that is greater than any one of us. We are here for Singapore, not just as it is today, but for what it can become tomorrow. We are a country admired around the world for our discipline, our efficiency, and our determination. We've built a world-class airport, a port that is the envy of the world. We've built Singapore Airlines, a city that many admire. But my friends, a country is not just a skyline or GDP. A country is its people and how they live. And tonight, we must squarely face this truth. Too many Singaporeans are living with growing pressure, rising anxiety, and shrinking hope. We live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. And even public housing, once our proudest achievement, has over the years become less and less affordable for many. We see young couples postponing marriage because they can't afford or can't secure a flat early enough. We see middle-aged Singaporeans juggling aging parents and growing children, worried that one illness or one layoff will push them over the edge. We see seniors who gave their best years to this country still working well into their late 70s and even 80s, clearing trays, wiping tables, cleaning toilets just to survive. And we see parents exhausted by an education system that pushes their children to breaking point. And children who are losing their joy and curiosity under the weight of endless tests. And we see workers facing uncertain futures in a world of gig jobs, AI disruption, rising costs, and falling security. And we hear more and more in conversations over dinner tables, in taxis, in coffee shops, Singaporeans saying, maybe there's a better life somewhere else. Maybe we should move somewhere else where our dollar can be stretched a little further. Now, let me be clear. These are not complaints. These are not attacks. These are cries from the heart of a people who love their country.
and want it to work for everyone. They are symptoms of a system that was built for yesterday, not for the challenges of today, and certainly not for the world of tomorrow. So, the question before us is simple. Are we ready to reset? Are we ready to rethink? Are we ready to renew? I'm glad because the challenges ahead are real. The world is changing. It is faster, more competitive, more unpredictable. And if we, as a nation, do not change, we risk falling seriously behind. The future requires us to adapt, to change, to open up. And if we want to move forward, we must dare to change. Now let's be clear about this. Let's be clear about this. The Workers' Party is not here to tear down what works. We are here to build on it. To take the best of what Singapore has achieved and make it better for everyone. Not just for today, but for generations to come. We are committed to making affordability and financial security for our citizens central to everything we do. And that means fighting for better housing affordability, lower cost of living for our citizens, pushing for better CPF returns so our seniors can retire with dignity, and far, far better support for our elderly poor. So, like I've said before, we never have to see our old uncles and aunties collecting cardboards, cleaning toilets, and clearing tables ever again. That is a travesty with the resources we have. It also means pushing for a revamped education system, one that better prepares our children for the world of the future. Smaller class sizes, and giving parents the choice of a through train program from primary 1 to Sec 4, so our children don't get bogged down with the PSLE. Now, the PSLE was there for a different world, not the world of today, and certainly not the world of tomorrow. What we also need is a fairer politics in Singapore. The Workers' Party is committed to building a country, a Singapore, where fair play is what our government will be known for. In short, here's our vision: a better Singapore for all. This election is not about the past, it's about the future. It's about the kind of Singapore we want to build together. And let me tell you, the best time to take this step to vote for a stronger opposition is now. Because if not now, then when? Singapore has always been bold when it mattered most. We are world beaters when we put our minds to it. That is why the Workers' Party is here for you and for all Singaporeans. This is our chance to build a Singapore that is fairer, more open, more balanced, a Singapore where every person, young and old, can thrive, without worrying whether there is a future here. A Singapore that is not just successful, but fair. And a Singapore where we are true to the ideals of the Singapore flag. It's time to get our young excited again about things like justice, equality, and a democratic society. Let's ensure that the next generation can build its dreams here in Singapore. So let us rise to this moment together. Let us make history together. Vote for a stronger opposition, because the strongest governments are not the ones who operate without challenge. They are the ones that are pushed to be better. And Singapore deserves no less. So, vote for the Workers' Party, working for Singapore. Majulah Singapura!
Thank you, Harpreet. Now, did you all enjoy the speeches of our 4 candidates stepping up? Then can I invite those standing at Anchorvale Crescent to also step up into the rally side? Thank you. All right, next up, we have another candidate who is stepping up in Jalan Kayu SMC. Our candidate, Lau Uyang Andre, Liu Yuyang.
Good evening, fellow Singaporeans. Thank you for joining us tonight. You have braved the crowds and the weather to be with us, so thank you so much. And for those of you at home and tuning in from elsewhere, across the world even, thank you for investing in our shared future. My name is Andre Lau Uyang. I am your candidate for Jalan Kayu SMC. Look around you, the team we've assembled for you. We have educators, innovators, advocates, professionals. We come from all walks of life, yet we stand together, united by a singular mission for a more compassionate Singapore. We are the Workers' Party team for G2025. Now, why politics? Why opposition politics? We have all asked ourselves this question. For me, it starts with a healthy skepticism, instilled by my parents from an early age. I was taught by them, both teachers, to embrace my curiosity and to not be afraid to question those in authority. Something I always turn back on them to their frustration. This bold curiosity is what led me to leave behind a promising career in the law to explore the world of technology. It's this same curiosity that led me to the door of the Workers' Party in 2020. But volunteering is one thing. With my first child due in August, becoming a candidate is an entirely different proposition. How can I be the best father I can be to my daughter, but still give my all to Singapore? But then I looked at my family, my dearest wife, my parents, my friends, my village, and I knew they would have my back. I also remembered the pioneers that came before us, the brave explorers who stepped up and laid the path for us. Mr. Lau Tia Kiang, JBJ, they had the iron in them. I have the iron in me. They laid the foundations for me to step up, and that is why I am here speaking to you today. Residents of Jalan Kayu, for those of you in the crowd, this is my commitment to you. I will be a dedicated MP. I will be a present MP. I live right next door in Punggol. I will be there as often as I can possibly be. My father was a D&T teacher, design and technology. He taught me how to be hands-on. We bonded over changing light bulbs and fixing leaks. I'm going to take the same hands-on approach to Jalan Kayu and Fernvale. I set up the MPS sessions for Mr. Chua here from scratch in Rivervale here in Sengkang. I will do the same for my Jalan Kayu residents. If elected, my team and I will hit the ground running from the day one. Now let me share what I stand for. I stand for I want to make life more affordable for every Singaporean household. Rising prices are squeezing family budgets. The GST increase to 9%, high utility bills, and escalating costs have made life harder for all of us. We need practical solutions. And that's why the Workers' Party has proposed them. We want to exempt essential goods from GST. We want tiered pricing for utilities so that the lowest income groups can pay less. And we want free public transport in off-peak hours for our seniors and pioneers. Secondly, I stand for supporting young Singaporeans and young families like myself. Housing is still a top concern. We need clear affordability metrics for first-time homeowners. We need to allow singles access to housing at a younger age, and we need to bring waiting times back to what they were decades ago. Third, I stand for education that nurtures creativity and critical thinking for our youngest minds. We must reduce examination stress. We must cap class sizes. And we must start schools later so our children can relax a little bit at the end of the school day. Fourthly, I stand for future-ready jobs and skills. In a rapidly evolving economy, Singaporeans need both protection during transitions and support to develop new skills. We need mandatory retrenchment benefits, not just guidelines. And we also need better access to upskilling courses. But most importantly, I stand for Singapore. And standing for Singapore means holding those in power to account. And that is why when Pritam needed someone to step up and contest in Jalan Kayu, I put myself forward. In July last year, we remember, right? A deal was announced to sell our homegrown NTUC income to a German company. What we didn't know at the time was there was a plan to return $1.85 billion to shareholders within 3 years, and shareholders include Allianz itself. Despite public assurances that Income's social mission would be maintained and protected, there was little that I could see in the offer in the form of concrete, legally binding safeguards to protect this very mission. Remember, Income was built on the backs of Singaporeans like you and me. It was meant to serve a social mission to our communities, to provide affordable insurance to those who could not get it elsewhere. A few years ago, Income was permitted to turn from a cooperative to a company, but on the understanding that it would remain committed to this social mission. Yet barely 2 years later, the NTUC was prepared to approve this troubling deal. Even Professor Tommy Koh, the esteemed Professor Tommy Koh, came out in public against it. In August, the NTUC issued a statement supporting the deal. They said income needed access to additional resources to fulfill its social mission. Yet, according to NTUC Deputy Secretary General, Mr. Desmond Tan, in his parliamentary statement on the 16th of October, the NTUC Central Committee was unaware of the capital extraction plan until the ministerial statement of 14 October. Let me ask you this. Is this what we deserve? Is this the leadership we want? The situation was so serious, we had to pass emergency legislation to block the deal. A deal that the NTUC publicly endorsed just 2 months before that. And despite their close relationship with the PAP. This is why we need strong opposition voices in Parliament. Because without proper checks and balances, without proper oversight, without people willing to challenge those in power, these kinds of decisions get taken behind closed doors. We were so lucky with the NTUC deal that it got blocked. We may not be so lucky again. I promise you this, if elected, I will never plead ignorance. I will never say, I don't know, when it comes to matters affecting Singaporeans' livelihoods and future. I will ask the hard questions before the decisions are made, not after. Because I want a Singapore where your voice matters, each and every one of you. A Singapore where progress means everyone moves forward together. I believe that is the Singapore that you want too. Residents of Jalan Kayu and all Singaporeans, I invite you to vote for me and vote for the Workers' Party. Together, let us build a Singapore we can all be proud of. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre. So please vote for the change you want to see, yeah? Next up, I'm pleased to introduce Workers' Party candidate for Sengkang GRC, Abdul Muhaimin bin Abdul Malik. Muhaimin.
Dear voters of Sengkang GRC and fellow Singaporeans, welcome to the Workers' Party rally. I am Abdul Muhaimin, Workers' Party candidate for Sengkang GRC. Thank you for coming. Beyond the cost of essential items, as mentioned by Andre Loh earlier, there is something else that affects almost every one of us every single day. Something that we cannot simply do without, and that is public transport. Public transport fares have gone up time and time again over the past decades. But can we stop taking MRT and the bus? Of course not. We rely on it to get to work and to send our kids to school, to care for elderly parents, to run our errands. It's a basic necessity, not a luxury. So, when the public transport fares go up, it eats away at household budgets, month after month, ride after ride. Now, we know that the government provides more than 2 billion every year to support our bus and train services. But the problem is that despite the huge subsidies and government funding, we still see public transport operators continue to report big profits at the group level. but the commuters feeling the benefit. Are fares going down? Of course, you all say no. That's why we are calling for the creation of the National Transport Corporation, or NTC for short. The NTC would be publicly owned, non-profit organization that oversees the operations of our MRT, LRT, and bus services. Its focus will be on service, not profits. With an NTC, the focus will be on affordable fares, reliable services, and meeting the real needs of commuters. Because transport isn't just another business. It's a public good. It's how we live, work, and connect with our loved ones. Sorry about that. Okay, my fellow Singaporeans, how many of us worry about our children? Will they be able to afford a home? Public housing prices have been going up for years. Many young couples today are struggling just to afford their first home. That's why the Workers' Party is calling for HDB flats to be truly affordable for first-time buyers. The current way BTO prices are set uses broad national income data, which doesn't reflect the reality of young Singaporeans who just started working. This data includes high earners and older workers at their peak of their income. That skews the number and pushes prices up. That's why we propose a more targeted and fairer approach, which is set the house price to income ratio based on the median income of all BTO flat buyers. For standard BTO flats, this HPI ratio should be close to 3 after grants. That means that it will cost around 3 years of one's annual household income, not 4 to 5 years. This will make home ownership more achievable for young families. Housing should be a foundation, not a financial burden. Let's keep public housing truly affordable for this generation and the next. Allow me to summarize in Malay. Rakyat Singapura yang saya hormati, antara cadangan-cadangan Parti Pekerja untuk menolong mengurangkan kos sara hidup ialah Penubuhan Perbadanan Pengangkutan Negara atau NTC. Satu badan yang bukan berasaskan keuntungan untuk memantau operasi-operasi bas dan MRT supaya kos pengangkutan awam dapat dikawal rapat. Dan kedua, mengambil langkah untuk menurunkan nisbah harga rumah ke pendapatan HPI supaya perumahan HDB mampu dimiliki oleh pasangan muda yang membeli rumah pertama mereka. Ini adalah langkah-langkah untuk memastikan kos sara hidup tidak meningkat sehinggakan ia menjadi satu bebanan untuk kita semua. Fellow Singaporeans, these are not just ideas. These are practical solutions to real problems. We believe in putting people first. In putting forth policies that work for you, not policies that are imposed on you. The Workers' Party will always stand firm in pushing for proposals that make life more manageable for ordinary Singaporeans. If you believe in this vision, vote for the Workers' Party because we are working for Singapore, working for you.
Thank you, Muhaimin. Next up, we have Chua Keng Wee Lewis, Tsai Ching-wei, candidate for Sengkang GRC.
Good evening, voters of Sengkang GRC, Punggol GRC, and Jalan Kayu SMC. Today, let me try to speak in Teochew. 请多多包涵啊！各位新港区、邦国区嘅家人加油嘅选民，我嘅名是蔡慶威，我是新港區嘅候選人。首先，我會感謝每一位喺新港支持我嘅江南黨團隊嘅選民，感謝您嘅信任、嘅勇氣。咱愛繼續建設更公平、更公正、更義嘅嘅新加坡。為此，咱需要您嘅支持和江南黨嘅聲，繼續留喺國會。做你愛有江南黨嘅議員，因為咱唔相信 BAB 嘅保障。為啲用術嘅解釋嘅低收入家庭幫助相重要。你可以為到去做歐白書來吃，有錢嘅你有錢，無錢嘅就無錢。這個就是 BAB 嘅做法，江南黨嘅做法呢就唔是這樣先。咱是真正想辦法解決生活成本，因為咱大家嘛是艱苦啊，咱無白厝嘅搶好比啊 ，GST 起了2%，咱攏總聽死啊！為了提高新加坡人生活素質，咱愛改革。唔是 CDV voucher， 唔是 Medisave top up 就夠了。咱江南黨嘅政府打 GST 冇去啊 ，GIC 嘅地馬西攤過類和人民公司，但因為 GIC 嘅地馬西攤過類，本來就是人民嘅類嘛。其中205年大選。我希望您可以給咱江南黨嘅團隊這個機會，為您服務，為您喺國會單位為國效勞，請到江南黨一票，感謝大家。
Thank you, Louis. And next up, we have candidate for Sengkang GRC, James Jerome Lim. Ling Chu Wei.
Sengkang Hobo! Over the past 5 years, the people of Sengkang have entrusted our team with care of their estate and to represent their voices in Parliament. This was a mark of incredible trust, courage and sacrifice. So I cannot disagree more when Assembly said in Parliament no less that those who voted for the opposition but who continue to wish that the PAP govern were free riders. Why is it not the opposite? That because Singaporeans want a check and balance to the PAP, the people who bravely cast their ballot for the opposition on behalf of the rest of Singapore are doing the national service. That they are the ones to risk departing from the comfort of status quo to ensure that there are alternative voices in Parliament. So let me be clear. The people of Sengkang have shown their true grit by casting the bets and laying their lots with the Workers' Party. And I can sincerely say that on our part, we have tried to reward all of you for your faith in us by giving our very best in Parliament and in this town. Over the past 5 years, your Sengkang MPs have responded to the call of duty and held the government to account. These include big national issues, like what happened in the Allianz AIA deal, how COVID-19 was being handled, how our NRIC numbers were being compromised, and when we will fix the scourge of scams and fraud. But we have also spoken up on matters that ring close to the hearts of the people of Sengkang. We've asked how we can mitigate the roar of jet overflights, why there are no lifts for certain overhead bridges in Rivervale and Anchorvale, if we can increase bus services in Compassvale, and whether child and after-school care in our town is enough. The numbers, they speak for themselves. We have posed 420 such questions over the past 5 years. And the average PAP backbencher, 150. We have also delivered on average more speeches, again on issues of national and local concern, than the average PAP MP. More than 100 from us compared to about 60 by them. Sengkang Town Council has submitted more than 100 project proposals every year for everything from senior citizen corners to playgrounds and fitness equipment to community gardens and landscaping projects and, of course, covered walkways. Last year, we topped all town councils in Singapore, proposing 245 projects. And do you want to guess how many the grassroots advisor-led CCCs, those that our opponents here in Sengkang led, submitted? 4 each year. I want to dive deeper about some issues that we have raised in Parliament that are especially important for the people of Sengkang. We have called for smaller class sizes because we know when teachers are able to devote more of their time and attention to a smaller number of students, they can spend more time on instruction and less on classroom management. They can ensure that our kids understand what they are being taught. They can make sure that our classrooms are places of learning, not just attendance. And the government likes to say that our numbers aren't bad, that our pupil-teacher ratios compare favorably with other advanced countries, and our student achievement is better than elsewhere. But this is just playing with statistics, which are flattered by our larger number of specialized subjects. Parents like you and I know better. When our kids are squeezed into classrooms of 30 or more, shortfalls in their understanding are made up by extra tuition, either by themselves or by paid private tutors. We also know that families are strong when parents are at home, rather than working all the time just to make ends meet. That is why we have called for childcare leave to be offered on a per-child basis, and also for care leave to be given to primary caregivers when they have elderly parents staying with them at home. Let me close by asking you to imagine a world where there is no opposition in Parliament. Have you ever wondered what that would be like? Fewer piercing questions that hold the government to account. Only a fraction of the number of speeches raising issues that matter to you as parents, workers, and families. No opposing votes, even when the government chooses to pass controversial laws that deeply affect your well-being. Do you want to vote in another 4 men and women in white who are bound by groupthink and the government whip, who either cannot or will not fight for your voice to be heard? Or do you want 4 people who will not only feel the struggles you feel as a sandwich generation in one of the most expensive cities in the world? 4 who will speak up for your interests and stand up to government when that hasn't sufficiently understood your challenges as a worker in an ultra-competitive society? 4 who will fight tooth and nail for policies that matter to you and your family. The Workers' Party Sengkang team has been working for you and working for Singapore for the past 5 years. We are proud of our record and we want to keep working for you. Let us work for you again. Vote for the future of your family and your children. Vote for the Workers' Party. Kam Chia Sengkang.
Thank you, James. And of course, we have our next Workers' Party candidate for the Sengkang GRC, He Ting Ru.
Good evening, fellow Singaporeans, voters of Sengkang GRC. It has been 10 years since we last met on the rally field. It's good to be back. Thank you all for being here today. My name is He Ting Ru, and together with Louis, James, and Mohaimin, we are the Workers' Party team for Sengkang GRC. 10 years ago, I stood on a rally stage, much like this one, for the very first time, and faced a sea of faces, much like tonight. Then, the world was a very different place for me. 10 years ago, I was single. I had no children. Yet even then, I told Singaporeans that I decided to step up as a 32-year-old despite the fears of being fixed. I said then that we must play our role to create a Singapore where our children are not weighed down by the pressure to succeed at all costs. Today, 10 years later, I have 3 lovely young boys, and they are my reason for being. And 10 years later, I feel even stronger than ever that today there is reason for us to be here to step up to work for Singapore. 10 years ago, GST was at 7%. Today, it's at 7 plus 1 plus 1, 9%. 10 years ago, our population was at 5.5 million. Today, we are already over 6 million. And more importantly, 10 years ago, Sengkang GRC did not exist. But we are here today to ask you, our voters, to send us back into Parliament for a second term. Can we count on you to do so? Alongside James and Louis, it has been the privilege of our lives to have served as a team to be MPs for Sengkang GRC. In the small hours of the morning of 11th July 2020, in a speech that I made after the official results were in, I promise loud and clear to our residents in Sengkang GRC, no matter who you voted for, we will work for all of you. We have done all that we can to give voice to these dreams and concerns that you have shared with us through the work that we do in Parliament. The 3 WP MPs from Sengkang GRC in the last term were amongst the most active in Parliament, and we have raised many issues that matter to you, matter to Singapore. But there is so much more to be done. The path ahead of us is a challenging one, as we are up against a huge opponent. But we will continue to fight for every vote in every constituency. We cannot allow our gains to be reversed. We must make gains. 5 years ago, in the middle of a global pandemic, voters in Sengkang GRC took a huge leap of faith in the Workers' Party to work for you, to be your voice in Parliament. And that is why we are here tonight, why all of us are here together on this rally field. Because we have a vision for Singapore. We want to see a Singapore with diverse voices, heard in Parliament, representing what you have to say. We want to see a Singapore where our children are able to thrive, where our children can speak out responsibly without fear, to tell the government what they want their Singapore to be. The power to create this Singapore is in your hands. This future is not only shaped by the PAP, the Workers' Party, or any political party. It is one that is shaped by you. You have the power to be bold, to step up and vote for a better Singapore. Join us, step up to vote for the Workers' Party, for us to continue working for Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Ting Ru, and thank you, Team Sengkang. And finally, our one and only Secretary General and candidate for Aljunied GRC, Pritam Singh.
Thank you. Dear voters of Sengkang GRC, Punggol GRC, and Jalan Kayu SMC, thank you for coming to this first Workers' Party rally. The world is changing. After the Prime Minister made his statement on the imposition of the US tariffs, I responded in Parliament, noting that de-risking and decoupling in the context of US-China relations have been on the cards for some years now. The US government has accelerated these forces through a trade war against China. Fortunately, some weeks after the start of these seismic moves, it is clear that despite the economic aggressiveness and unpredictability of the US, the rest of the world still believes in free trade. Where does this leave Singapore, whose trade flows are 3 times our GDP? The Workers' Party's statement on US tariffs made the point that despite far-reaching changes to the international system, there will be opportunities that we will have to seek out. Being a little red dot has its advantages. We are smaller, we can move faster. But with this uncertain economic climate, should Singaporeans still vote Workers' Party MPs into Parliament? Certainly yes. And let me offer a few reasons. A Parliament with a more rational, respectable and responsive WP MP will not hamper Singapore. The Workers' Party has been stress tested when Singapore is in crisis. What did we do when Singapore was fighting COVID? The PAP said COVID was the crisis of a generation. When the Workers' Party MPs laid out in Parliament what we did during COVID, even the PAP acknowledged how the Workers' Party supported the national effort. The Workers' Party are a force for good. We coalesce as one people with Singaporeans in the face of danger. The Workers' Party has proven itself to be a loyal opposition in Parliament. Loyal not to the PAP, loyal to Singapore and the people of Singapore. We will do the same as Singapore navigates this long transition to a new world order. But more than just supporting the government if needed, Workers' Party MPs will also provide independent ideas to break through the groupthink of the PAP. The next few years may well provide the opportunity to make structural improvements to Singapore's economy. For example, lesser reliance on foreign workers and more opportunities for Singaporean workers with higher wages. And this is regardless whether our workers are in jobs that require the use of their hands, their hearts, or their heads, or all three. There will also be opportunities to better protect Singaporean workers from retrenchment too. My fellow Singaporeans, The Workers' Party will always be on the lookout to improve the livelihood of all Singaporeans. Voters in Sengkang, Punggol, and Jalan Kayu, the reality is this. When you have an opposition in parliament, your alternative voice, your views are heard by the government. There is pressure, real pressure, on the PAP to act, particularly if the views advanced by the Workers' Party are shared by all Singaporeans. Without an opposition, the PAP can just demand that PAP MPs do not ask questions on subjects that the PAP leadership deem too sensitive for them, or to only be discussed behind closed doors. And the PAP whip can be imposed so that all PAP MPs vote along government lines, even if they disagree. This could be a real problem for all of us and our future generations. We cannot be passive citizens. We must be active participants in our democracy. And we have to be fighters when we need to be. Just like what the people in Hougang have taught us. You know, one PAP candidate, when introducing himself, called Hougang voters fighters. He is correct. They are fighters. But he called them fighters so that he could say he was also a fighter like them. He wanted to borrow their glory. But he forgot to ask himself one question. How did the people of Hougang become fighters? They did not become fighters by choice. So what made them fighters? They had the iron in their spine to vote opposition and vote for the Workers' Party. They cast their vote in favor of a more balanced political system when Parliament was practically all white. And then what happened? The PAP took away their wet market. The PAP took away their bus routes. The PAP put them last in the queue for lift upgrading. And the PAP even dangled upgrading carrots worth millions of dollars in front of them. But what have the voters of Hougang done election after election? They have been fighters. They have shown even more iron and continue to vote for the Workers' Party. My fellow Singaporeans, the PAP treated Hougang voters like a political football with taxpayer dollars. What this shows is how easily the PAP can take away the dignity and self-respect of all Singaporeans. But the voters of Hougang said no. We have pride and we believe in our democracy. This is the PAP that my generation and I will never ever forget. And if we don't have more fully elected opposition MPs in the House, no one can rule out a return of such a PAP, something which it is fully capable of turning back into. When elections come, the PAP brings out Labubu, teddy bears, ice cream, fish, eggs, and the latest, toothbrushes. But if the PAP wins big and you have a parliament with only opposition NCMPs, the PAP won't need to listen to Singaporeans. The PAP will claim to have a strong mandate, by which it means it can do whatever it wants. One of the things that the PAP did recently was to turbocharge inflation. by raising GST during a time when inflation was already raging. How could it do that? You do not hike GST when inflation is surging. Your people suffer more. But the PAP dominates our political scene. It can make such serious errors of judgment in timing and then give out teddy bears, ice cream and toothbrushes. So, what can you do about it? How do you show that you disagree with the PAP's poor judgment? I couldn't have said it better myself. A vote for the Workers' Party is your instrument of change. The more percentage vote share the WP gains and the more seats the WP wins, the more the PAP will have to be responsive to your cost of living concerns and other concerns. We need a more balanced political system, not where the PAP controls 90% of the seats with only 60% of the vote. Remember, the Workers' Party is not even contesting 1/3 of the seats. There is no way we will form the next government. The PAP will certainly govern for the next 5 years. So give Singapore a chance to build, to grow a more balanced political system. It is the best insurance for the future, for ourselves, for our families. Voters of Sengkang GRC, Punggol GRC, Jalan Kayu SMC, let me emphasize again the reasons why you can confidently vote for the Workers' Party even during these uncertain times. Number one, we do the right thing for Singapore and Singaporeans in times of crisis like COVID. Number two, we counter the groupthink of the PAP and suggest alternative ideas to better the lives of all Singaporeans. Number three, we have proposed a concrete, realistic vision in our manifesto and have not resorted to motherhood statements like the PAP. Number four, we will continue to pressure the government in Parliament by being your voice and raising your concerns. Number five, we are working towards a balanced political system to check the PAP and prevent it from acting however it wishes. The Workers' Party will be the loyal opposition for Singapore. We are all invested in Singapore's success. We promise to play our part in building a proud and successful Singapore for all of you, for all our people. Vote for the Workers' Party, working for Singapore. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to our rally. It is 9:56. I only have 4 more minutes. We have to shut the rally down at 10 p.m., but I have a very important request to all of you. There are a lot of people here at this rally site. The field is very muddy. Look at the person on your left and right. His safety, her safety is your responsibility. If you can take this responsibility upon yourself, all of us in the Workers' Party will really, really appreciate this. Leave the rally site with not even one piece of litter. Let's go home safely to our families, and I'll see you again at the next rally. All the best. Vote for the Workers' Party, and let's all work for Singapore. Thank you.
you for your cooperation and good night. 感谢大家的热情参与，今晚的群众大会到此结束，请大家有序安全离开。大选期间，我们也会在其他的选区举办群众大会，我们会把日期、时间和地点发到工人党的社交媒体账号上，请你们关注且留意，谢谢，晚安。请你们关注且留意，谢谢，晚安。